Well, we are sitting with someone who was absolutely perfect today on the tennis court. Number 3 seed Coco Gauff. Impressive victory over Sophia Kenin. About as perfect a day at the office as you could possibly get.
Yeah, definitely perfect. I have no critiques for myself. I was nervous the last game. I think that was the first time I ever did that in my pro career. So I'm very satisfied. Obviously, against a tough opponent, she's no, she's no easy opponent. I knew going in I had to be on my game, and I think maybe because I, respect her so much that I just really was locked in. She's the type of player you never feel comfortable regardless of the score.
When you're going through a scoreline like that, which just almost never happens, especially with an opponent so quality,
Yeah.
do thoughts start to creep in a little bit? How long can I keep this up? It's a different dynamic, isn't it?
I would say a little bit when you win the first set 6-0. Sometimes you hear the 6-0 curse. So I was really let me make sure I hold serve this first game, and then after that, I kind of felt comfortable from there. So yeah, I think it was just that first game in that second set. I was kind of not nervous, but a little tight. I wanted to make sure I hold serve just to keep the momentum going.
Then you just absolutely cooked all the way after
Yeah.
that. Coco, it's a beautiful thing to watch you play when you're so confident. Everything is flowing so well, all aspects of the court. You're just one of the most magnificent athletes we've seen. When you're playing confident versus when you're not feeling as great about your game, what do you feel is the biggest difference on court?
I think just the patience, honestly, going for my shots and really trusting myself out there. The last few weeks I feel like sometimes I play and things I feel like I normally do well, I haven't been doing so well, but I've been doing it in practice, so that's why I've had trust that eventually it will come together, and hopefully I can continue to put that together throughout this tournament. But yeah, it's one thing, if you're practicing bad and playing bad, but I was practicing good and not playing great, so I was eventually, the practice court will show up on the match, and today it did, and I'm gonna keep practicing hard so it can continue to do that.
We were talking about you this morning, and I feel one of the greatest qualities about you is you're pretty good at having a short memory.
Yeah.
Putting out stuff that bothers you on the court or results and just sort of resetting and resetting. Would you say that's one of your best strengths?
Yeah, definitely. I think for me it's the difference between last year and having a difference between last season being bad and then turning out great was literally 2 tournaments. So, and I try to take that into the opposite way, that doing bad in 2 tournaments doesn't mean I'm having a bad season. So that's kind of where I felt over the course of last year. I learned that because I felt like if I didn't finish the year, obviously winning China and then WTA finals, I'd be like, okay, that was not trash, but it was not a year to my standards. And then I did that, and so I'm so I guess it's the reverse order. Just because I had 2 bad tournaments doesn't mean it's a bad season. It's just a bad moment, and that doesn't mean it's going to continue. And then it very well can turn around in another tournament. So that's tennis. When you're playing from January to November, you're bound to have a bad couple of weeks, and especially it's I think my 5th or 6th year out here, so I'm trying my best just to be consistent all around.
It's a beautiful perspective. Yeah, it is wild to think that it is your 5th or 6th year out here, and you're only 21, newly 21. So very happy birthday,
Thank you.
Coco. What did the 21st birthday look like?
I had my first legal drink in the U.S. with my parents.
Well done. What
it was
was
a
it?
lavender lemon drop. And then I went out with my friends and had some margaritas. But I did not too much because I obviously had this to play, so it was just something for the monument of turning 21. But I'm not really a fan, but something to celebrate so that 20 years from now I can't say I didn't drink on my 21st birthday.
We love to hear it. We love to hear it. As you mentioned, 5 or 6 years on tour, just turned 21. Did you do any reflecting as well on your 21st?
Yeah, I think I'm just very grateful because, I do have a lot of expectations for myself and others for me, but, if I stop my tennis career right now, it's obviously enough for a Hall of Fame, hopefully I think a Hall of Fame kind of career. So that's where I stay grateful. I'm obviously I want to do more. I'm not satisfied where I am, but I'm also not going to push myself down if I never get to where other people expect me to be. I think it's one of those things that I'm so grateful and lucky. And I had actually a call with, his name is Brian Barker, one of Matt's mentors, and he was like, you're 21 and you had a career that people dream of, so don't be so negative on yourself. That doesn't mean you have to say, okay, be satisfied, but I'm just trying to be more positive because I am someone who does strive for perfection. So I am satisfied, or happy with how my career has gone so far, but I'm not satisfied. I want to do more, obviously, and you know that.
Again, magnificent perspective, inspiring so many. You teased it with us a little bit
Yes.
at Indian Wells, and it dropped the low top new CG's Coco Del Rey.
Yes.
Tell us how it came together.
Yeah, so I play in the mid, which is very, I guess, uncommon in tennis. I think it's one of the only mid shoes out there. And the Del Rey was inspired just to be kind of for everyone. I think for it to be for all levels to play in, and also just lifestyle too. We'll have some colorways drop that would be more lifestyle oriented, not just like look good on a tennis court. And that was kind of inspiration in making the price point a little bit more affordable for everyone, which is tough to do with making a high quality shoe and trying to make it affordable. So that was one of the things that was important to me, and obviously naming it after the city that raised me and where I started where my tennis love for tennis started. So yeah, I think I'm very happy, blessed to have two models out with New Balance, and I don't know, it's weird being a tennis player and doing that. I would never have thought that, but you know, New Balance is the GOAT brand. If you aren't an MBs, then what are you doing?
It's an absolutely gorgeous shoe. I love the signature on the tongue.
Thank you.
I think what struck me as most special was your grandmother,
Yes.
Yvonne Lee Odom, narrating the commercial.
Yes.
Was that your idea? How did that come together?
Yeah, so it was because she's such a, I guess, figure in Del Rey. So the story of my grandma, long story short, Atlantic High School, which is a high school in Del Rey, she was the first black person to go to that high school. She started the integration process back in the civil rights movement. So she has a lot of history in Del Rey and has helped shape Del Rey be where it is today. And then my grandfather, he's volunteered his whole life. He started American Little League. That still goes on to this day, that kids can play baseball and for free. It's nonprofit. So yeah, I think for me it was just important to have her in it because she's such a figure in Del Rey and a figure in my life. And yes, she did a great job. She's not shy of the cameras. It was an automatic yes for her. I know if I asked my grandfather, he probably would have gave me the side eye. The complete opposites. They've been with each other since they were 14 or 15 years old. I don't know how it works, but it does. So I'm glad that she did it, and she looked great, and she definitely rocks the shoe better than I could ever do it.
She absolutely shined. Miss Odom, you shined.
Yes.
You shined out there.
She's going to love this.
Coco, you were absolutely brilliant out there today. Keep smiling, get some recovery, keep playing well.
Thank you. Thanks.